Hi, I'm Mr. Franklin, and in this video, we're going to talk about goal setting for 2021. We do this for every term. It just so happens that the new year has just begun. So we are going to set some goals. We're going to start off by brainstorming, and then we're going to pick some of those items from the brainstorm with the ultimate goal of developing what we often call a SMART goal. Oftentimes, I don't think we spend enough time actually working on the goal to make it something that's actually real. It's just something you kind of do at the beginning of the term. But we're going to try to get you set up so that as we progress through this semester, you can actually track your goals and measure how things are going and actually make some movement and progress, grow and improve. So I was started to make the example of this, and then I decided I would go ahead and just start videoing while I was making this goal example document so that you could follow along. So I will place that link to the example right here at the top. So if you're watching this, you've already clicked there and found it. We're going to start off with part one. We're going to brainstorm. Now, the key to brainstorming, and it's difficult, I do it myself. Don't edit your thoughts, just write them down. Even if you write it in the wrong place, we're brainstorming, write it down, okay? So we're going to start off by, we're going to pick one of these sections. You're going to have a be, do, and have, and other, which it actually looks like this when it's blank. You're going to pick one of these sections, and then you're just going to start typing. What are the things I want to be? And then what are the things I want to do? So I want to be a screenwriter, a better teacher, a good friend, mindful of those that are different from me, a better saxophone player, healthy, and keep going, okay? And then things I want to do. I want to write a feature film, write a novel. This is more, I'm not NCIF for soccer, but I want to win in CIF for soccer. Go to South America and then Antarctica, so I will have been on all 7 continents of the world. That is a goal of mine, but we'll see if that happens. So what else do I want to do? Maybe I'm not sure. What do I want to have? I want to have a new car. I want to have an A in physics. Okay. What are the things you want to have? Some of these could very easily fit in a different category. I want to achieve an A in this class, okay? And then the other category is basically a place for you to just brainstorm without the filter of be, do, or have. And so you're just writing things down. So I want to write a novel. I want to visit my family in Finland. Okay, I want an A in physics. If it doesn't fit here. So list them out as best you can. I highly, highly strongly urge that you, when you got your list going, is to go back and try to add 1 or 2 more. You may not be able to add to your list, but if you try, it gets you out of the editing. Because when we start editing our thoughts, we go, "Oh, I could never do that," or "Oh, that's not really me." And maybe that's true, okay? But this is not where you edit. We're going to do the editing next. So you can see some of these might actually fit in a different category. Don't worry about that. We're just brainstorming and listing things we want to do, okay? And you'll notice that some of them may tie into other areas of things you want to be. Well, if you want to be that, you're probably going to want to do things that show that you're that, right? Okay. So, but don't filter, right? What are the things you just want to do with your life? Okay. And it could be, I want to do this next week. Okay. It could be, I want to do this in 10 years from now. So you can think about both of those. That might also help you. You know, in 10 years, I want to have this happen to me. And by the end of this term, I want an A. But, you know, I'm just hoping to get through this week with COVID. What are your goals? Write those brainstorm. Okay. The next section is where we're actually going to start kind of filtering and picking and choosing. And what I want you to do with this section, so you're going to pick one goal from your list above that fits each of these areas to kind of help you just focus in on some things. So which one of these affects your home life or your family? So, you know, let's find that. Maybe it is, I want to be healthy. Okay, so I'm going to put that, that might be a personal goal. So we're kind of filtering. Does it really matter where I put I want to be healthy? Because it does affect my family, but maybe that's more of a personal goal. So I could put I want to be healthy. Notice I'm not editing it. I'm not making it a SMART goal yet. I'm not doing any of those things. I'm just picking those items that I think are really important to me. Okay. I want to be present and spend time with my family. So notice this isn't even in my list above. It kind of came to me when I thought about, the focus of my family, because family is really important to many of us. So I actually wrote something that's not even in the list. Okay. A do goal. What's a do goal? For me, I actually am in the middle of writing a book right now. So I want to write a book. Okay. Academic goal. Well, I just completed my MBA. So for me, that academic goal doesn't necessarily apply, but I am reading 2 different books that have to do with education. So one of them is supporting students on constructing explanations in science and arguing in science. And so, you know what? I'm going to put my academic goal is actually to learn CER techniques and learn about grading for equity and standards-based grading. Okay, so that's something I'm learning. So for you, that academic goal might be, I want to get an A in physics. For some of you, that might be, I want to get a C in physics. Okay, but what is your academic goal? An academic goal could also be, I just want to learn how to do math better. Okay, so whatever it is, don't edit it too much, just put it down. Extracurricular or hobby goals. So here's my hobby goal. I want to write a video game. So it's just something I play with. It's not as serious to me as my writing, but it is something I really enjoy doing. So that's what I'm going to do. If it's extracurricular, maybe you're in football and you want to, do your best at games or at practice or whatever, put that down. If you're in dance or choir or an actor, whatever that extra thing is that you do for fun, that could also be something you put here. So these could be from this list up above. That's why we brainstorm them, is so you have some ideas churning, but this kind of starts to focus it down a little bit. So now we're going to actually focus it down even more. So the next part, we're going to actually take one of these generic goals and we're going to start building it into a SMART goal, and we're going to try to make it real, something we can achieve. So I'm going to do 2 of these. I'm going to do one that is a personal goal. I'm going to do the writing one because it's one I'm actually working on and it's important to me. So I'm going to do that. But then I will also do an academic goal because I want you to do well in my class. So the first one I'm going to pick is I want to write a book. That's my goal. Okay. Are there smaller steps to reach this goal? So this actually, now I'm having to think, is this just the writing of the book? Is this the publishing of the book? What am I actually talking about here? Because I do want to do the publishing part of it too, but that's further down the road. So I'm just going to leave this as the writing of the book itself, okay? Because there's no point in publishing it if it's not written yet, okay? So what are some smaller steps? So mapping out the story maybe. Writing a certain number of pages. Actually, authors usually don't talk in pages. Screenwriters talk in pages. So we're talking a certain number of words every day or a week. Okay. So there's more steps to that, but in the that I could think of, but we're going to go ahead and move on. And so this is an iterative process. So what that means is I may work through these steps and then decide, oh, I need to change that up there. Okay. So that's what I'm going to be working on. What is the actual goal? So I'm actually going to come back to that because what I want to write is something that has all of these steps. What's the specific? What's the measurement of the goal? How does this achieved? How is it relevant? How is it time bound? So measurable. What will happen that signals, yes, I have achieved my goal? So for me, the signal for this is have a second draft ready to go out to people to read. So that's what I'm actually shooting for. I want to write it, finish the book once, go back and edit it and fix it, and then send it out for people to read. Not, I'm talking like family and friends and people I trust who are good writers themselves, that kind of a thing. So have a second draft ready to go out to people to read, and then achievable. Is this something I can do? Yes, I know I can do this. Okay. What are the smaller steps? Okay, so the smaller steps is going to be, I am going to set a page count. Page count and story design. Those are the two things that I'm working on right now. So page count is going to be, not page count, I keep saying page count. I'm writing a script at the same time. So word count. And this is going to be, for me, it's going to be, I'm going to shoot for 300 words a day, every day. And then that's a really small number actually for writers, but that's about what I can achieve. And then I'm going to shoot for 1,000 words on the weekend. Okay. Story design. So I'm actually in the process of doing the story design right now. So that's going to be something that's going to be more of a time bound thing. So I'll come back to that. Relevant. Does this cut through the noise? How does this lead to my goal? Is it a sidestep? Okay, so I'm also a filmmaker and I love making films. And so I could be writing a short story and writing a small film, but does that actually progress me towards my goal? A good YouTube channel to watch is Film Riot. So you can watch Film Riot, and Ryan Connolly often talks about his goals of becoming a director. And I think he does a really good job of setting small goals, working towards it, and then growing from it, and then moving on to the next goal. So, relevant. Does this cut through the noise? I think so. Because there's no point in doing anything else until I've got the book done. So, yes, cuts through the noise. It is not a sidestep. I have to have something written. Time bound. When do I want this goal to be done? Okay, so this is where I'm kind of going back up, and now I'm going to go story design. I want to be done. I'm going to shoot for 2 weeks for the first draft of the story design. Okay. 2 more weeks. Expanded draft. And then I'm going to start writing. So that's going to be, so let's put a date on it. I'm going to open up my calendar here. You can't see that, but I'm opening up my calendar. And today is the 9th. So 2 weeks, 2 weeks. So let's shoot for February 6th. I'm going to start actually writing the book. So February 6th, I'm going to start writing the book. Okay. So with that said, On February 6th, I'm going to set the deadline to finish the book. So notice, I don't know when the book is going to finish my ultimate goal. I'm kind of shooting in the back of my head for 6 months, but on February 6th is when I'm going to renegotiate what that deadline is. So let's not say set, let's say renegotiate. So that's part of making a SMART goal is, hey, sometimes your goal isn't achievable in the time that you originally set, but you don't know that until you're working on your goal, okay? So that's where we're gonna go from now. So I'm gonna go back and kind of rewrite a statement. So the specific part here for me is like a summary statement of all these things that I've written. So basically, I'm going to write what's called a treatment, is the actual for the story design. Over the next month. I'm going to create a first draft in the next 2 weeks and create a second draft or ready to write the book draft the next 2 weeks. Okay. Then I will make a goal for writing the book itself. Okay, so that is my specific statement. So this really becomes the goal. This is my goal right here. Okay, because it's very specific. It has measurable pieces in the statement. It's achievable. It's relevant to what I'm really wanting to do, which is write the book and get it published, that kind of a thing. So that's the goal. All right. So you're going to do that on your own. You're going to try it again. So you can stop the video here and go on and do your own, but I'm also going to delete all this and I'm going to go back and set an academic goal that might fit more what you might be looking at. Okay. So you have a different goal to look at. So let's go do that. Actually, first, I'm going to copy this because this really is a goal I'm going to use. So copy and put this in a Google Doc. Yes, good. Okay. Good. I got to save. Now I can delete that. Okay. So let's do an academic goal. Let's do something that maybe it's a little bit more relevant. So let's say I want to get an A in physics. Are there smaller goals or mini goals? Yes, there are. Do well on tests. Do well on homework. And do good on labs and projects. Okay, what are some other ones? Learn physics by taking notes. So I'm kind of brainstorming here a little bit, thinking about what do I actually have to do to get an A? And it might be turn in work on time. So I'm breaking this goal out because getting an A in physics is kind of specific, but a lot of times we say that and we really don't think about what it means to actually get that goal. Specific, what is the goal? Okay, we're going to come back to the end. That's kind of our summary statement at the end of things. Measurable, what will happen that signals, yes, I've achieved my goal? I will have an A in physics. I love this goal. Physics. Achievable. Is this something I can do? Is this reasonable? If it's not, if you're normally like a B or a C student, well then maybe an A may be too much. So maybe you need to change it to a B. I want to be in physics. It may be too early to tell because you're not sure how hard this class really is going to be yet. So that may be something when we get to our renegotiation stage, you may change that. Okay. And that's okay. However, I've said it and I'm going to say it again. You can get an A in this class fairly easily. So do I need to get help? Maybe normally I'm a B student, but I'm going to go to tutorials. So let's do this. This is a big step. I will need help. So I will go to tutorials at least once a week, even if I think I don't need it. Okay, so maybe the A isn't achievable by yourself, but maybe you can get help to get there. Okay, so that's going to become part of my goal. Is this relevant? Am I spinning my wheel? Am I going to spend 10 hours trying to do extra credit? Well, Mr. Franklin doesn't offer extra credit, so I'm just going to do the regular credit. So this is a pretty straightforward. So yes, it's relevant. I think it's pretty straightforward. So there's not really much to write here. Pretty straightforward goal. The noise might be more of a question. Can I do this and maintain my grades in my other classes? So I'm asking a question, but that's an important question because I know what happens a lot of times for physics is people get sucked into the math homework and they don't do the physics homework and then it winds up biting them in the end. So can I do this and maintain my grades in my other classes? Because your other classes are important. And so I'm going to say, yes, I can. But your answer might be no, I don't know if I can do both. So I think I'm fine. Time bound. Okay. So what's the first check for this goal? Is going to be progress reports for Q3. We're in quarter 3. If you were in Q1, so progress report. So halfway through the quarter, what is my grade? My grade should be 88 or higher. Notice that's not an A per se, but it's pretty close. So that's going to be the limit I'm going to set for myself for now. But I have a time bound. So I'm looking at progress reports. I would actually probably go to the calendar and see if I can find when the progress reports are going to be due. So let's do that. Calendar. You may have to go to the Steel Canyon homepage to find that, but let's take a look. January. Progress reports, February 12th. So that's going to be my first date. February 12th. Okay. So February 12th is also when I'm going to renegotiate and adjust this goal. Actually, not on February 12th because I'm going to wait till grades come out. So let's go February 15th. On February 15th or after progress reports go out. Okay. So on that day, I might go, ooh, I got a C in class and I'm going to have to, my goal is not to get an A. My goal is to get a B. Okay. It might be, wow, I got a no mark. I need to, or I got an F. and I need to get it up to a C. What do I need to do? So this, for your specific academic goal, this is really going to become important when we get to our progress report and then renegotiate and recalculate our goal. Okay. All right. So that's looking pretty good. But you know what? I don't know that this helps me on a day-to-day basis, on a weekly basis. So let's go back to what's the smaller goal. So I'm going back to the smaller goal. And I'm thinking which one of these is going to be the most important. And honestly, it's going to be, I'm going to say doing my homework on time, because I'm going to change this goal. I'm actually going to set this goal as, how do I get an A in physics? By turning in homework the week it is due. So not necessarily the day is due, but the week it is due. That's actually going to be that's going to be how I'm going to achieve my goal. I think that's going to be a good way to do this. So I am going to get an A in physics by turning in my homework the week it is due and attending tutorials at least one time a week, even if I don't need to. I will have an 88% by February 12th. 88% or higher. After progress reports for February 15th, I will make changes and adjustments to this goal. So that's really the goal. What I would do personally is I would probably print that out or write it on a note card, and then I would stick it on my mirror or somewhere that I would see it every day to kind of remind yourself every day. In this class, at the end of the week, when we do our weekly reflection, you're going to have an opportunity to go back and take a look and go, how am I doing on this? Well, right now my grade's an 84. It's not an 88. So what do I need to do to get it up? Okay, so the more specific you can get, the more you can get into these and think about these things, the better your goal that you write, the more it can help you. So last thing before I leave, I'm only asking you to do one of your goals. You are welcome to select this, make a copy, and do it again for one of your other goals. Okay, so this is really meant to help you and be more of a lifetime kind of a thing that you can do. But as a minimum, I want you to pick one of these 5 goals and try to break it down as best you can, and then give me your summary statement. What is your goal? Okay. So I'm actually going to add that to the document. All righty. If you have any questions, please catch me in class or come to tutorials. I'll be happy to help you do some goal setting. But that concludes this video. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye.